Oh, that's delicious. Guys, this Nintendo Direct blew my mind. It blew my mind. Let's jump into it, guys. If you are new to the channel here, my name is Julian Melnick. We talk about all things gaming. Most recently, we've been heading into the Nintendo world, and we're going to stick here for a while. Let's just jump into what we got right out the gates. A non-explanatory Monster Hunter Sunbreak coming out in summer of 2022. They went on to talk about it, but we didn't get too much gameplay, so if you're into that kind of thing, sweet. Then, a reminder that we're getting a new Mario Party game. And by new Mario Party game, I mean old Mario Party game. There's a mini game mode where you get to play just mini games. They just went on to reiterate that this new Mario Party game is going to have a lot of things to do in it, and it's going to be the Mario Party game that we wanted back when they released the old Mario Party game. I said Mario Party way too many times. I got a lot of caffeine running through my veins. I'm very excited. You'll see why. Now, before we get too far into it, I'm just going to say this. If you want to be a part of this community, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Here's the deal, though. You want to join our Discord. Our Discord is where we're having crazy awesome conversations and having a good time. This is what you're going to want to be a part of. That is, like, I can't say anything more than that. Discord is where it's at. Now, voice of cards, the Iron Dragon roars. It's really weird, actually. It kind of reminded me of like a Final Fantasy Tactics, but everything is based on cards, even like movement outside, like overworld movement is based on cards. It was kind of interesting to watch, play out, unfold. Okay. Hyrule Warriors Expansion Pass. More stuff. If you have the Expansion Pass, then you're going to get more things. And if that's your cup of coffee, then right on. I admittedly am not into Warriors-styled games that run around, do the thing. So I didn't play it. I played the demo. Actually, that's all I played. I played the demo. But if you like it, more stuff. Disco Elysium, which was kind of interesting to watch. It's a choice-based RPG, so it looks like the decisions you make in the game do affect the later end gameplay. You can do just about anything. You kind of like wake up, you don't know what's going on. The artwork looks really, really good. The music sounded interesting too. But this is the kind of game where I'm intrigued, and as it gets closer to it, if they give it more coverage, I'm going to end up picking it up because I like this style of stuff. This is why I own Eastward. So yeah, it looked pretty cool. Someone in chat said they originally purchased this on Steam, so cool, I guess. Chocobo GP, a Final Fantasy-based Mario Kart game. I love Mario Kart, I really do, and to see what was going on in this game, it was awesome. Basically, you can like charge up your attacks. You can go from like Fire to Fura to Furaga and different stuff like that. They didn't go over any major details, but it did look like the gameplay itself was very similar to the Mario Kart we have on the Switch already. So if it's the same style, but just different mechanics here and there, this is going to be an interesting one to keep your eye on. Then the first thing, this was the first thing that made me get excited. They did drop that we're getting a Kirby game. And it's called Kirby and the Forgotten Land. It's a 3D movement Kirby game where you get to go around and be Kirby, like mixed with Mario Odyssey, basically, and it looked so cool. It reminded me so much of the Kirby games of old on the Super Nintendo, and the different things you can turn into are the same as the ones that you would play on these older games, along with a couple other things. You can turn into a spiky Kirby that basically rolls around like Katamari. It was an awesome, awesome presentation, and this was the first thing that got me super excited. This wasn't the thing that made me leave the room, though, so let's go on to the next thing. Super Mario Golf or Super Golf or Superstars, whatever the golf game is that they just released, is getting 2 new characters and 2 new levels. Today, yeah, if you want them, you can get them today. It's part of an update. If you're into Disney, they have a game that basically allows you to be inside, so cool. This one got me really excited, and they didn't talk much about it because they don't need to, but they're releasing the old Knights of the Old Republic on the Nintendo Switch. I think that is a great idea. Old school games that you had on like the PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2 work beautifully in handheld mode. It just feels great. So KOTOR is coming to the Nintendo Switch. If you're into the Dying Light series, they covered it. They said we're getting some Dying Light 2, and Dying Light Platinum. If you're into Dying Light, me personally, it was like the first time I really saw anything about this game. I've heard about Dying Light before, but this one was like, hey, look, we got Dying Light stuff, so cool. Then they talked about Triangle Strategy. It's a really interesting name, but they said that Triangle Strategy it got a date coming out, and with that, they listened to the community. So all the feedback they got when it came to like gameplay, different things, moving the camera around, text speed and stuff like that, or going back and checking the text that had already passed, they're changing those updates. They said that there's somewhere online that you can read more and more what they're doing, but they're listening to the community and building out a game based on what the community wants, which is super rad. Good on ya. I'm really excited to see what happens here because I love these style of games, so that's going to be super cool. They showed us a few little snippets of Metroid Dread. They've showed us so much of Metroid Dread, so really honestly, the coverage that they had, they showed us that the environments change. We have some underwater stuff, different things like that, and that the enemies you're going to encounter are going to be similar to what the environment would foster. So that kind of thing, which was cool. And then this is the thing that made me lose my gosh darn mind. They're creating like an expansion pack or an expansion pass for Nintendo Switch Online, which is going to include Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis. And on launch, Nintendo 64 is coming with Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, Star Fox 64, Mario Tennis, Mario Kart 64. Like, I cannot believe it. And this is what I wanted. I really did. I wanted it to be paid because I wanted it to be premium. I don't want it to be a free service because the free stuff we just don't have much control over. Granted, the paid stuff we don't either, but I feel like with paid, we're just going to get the good cream of the cream. The cream of the crop. And as far as Sega is concerned, I never owned a Sega, but I'm excited to play Sega games. With that, they also said that they're going to re-release the original controllers wirelessly, which the Nintendo 64 controller was not ergonomic at all in what it had. It was a really weird controller, but you better believe I'm going to buy one because I think that is awesome. Castlevania Advanced Edition. If you're into Castlevania games, they're going to release an Advanced Edition with a multitude, I think it's 4 different games with all this different artwork. I even saw Japanese in the title, so I can imagine that there's going to be some like super original stuff in there. It looks super cool. I never played Castlevania games, but it's available today, and if it's inexpensive, I'm going to pick it up because this kind of thing seems pretty rad. Now, the last couple pieces are what made me lose my mind. And I'm going to go out of order here just because I want to finish with a banger. The first thing is they did show us Bayonetta 3. We're getting Bayonetta 3. If you like Bayonetta 3, awesome, here it is. This isn't my cup of coffee. I was never into these types of games. It reminds me very much so of Devil May Cry. So, yeah, Bayonetta 3. They did talk about it. They gave us some gameplay. It was kind of cool. And then they showed us more Splatoon 3, which is going to be completely new. A lot of the same elements, right? You still got the same type of gameplay, the 4v4 type of claim your territory kind of thing, as well as a new campaign, which they're going to be exploring different things, and also new abilities and like characters kind of thing, which is going to be cool. I'm really excited to play that more and more because I played Splatoon 2 and it was cool, so it's going to be rad. Now, this is the thing that made me lose my mind. They are working on a Super Mario movie, which isn't going to come out until like December of next year. But here's the deal. The people they are casting to play these characters in this Mario movie, this is where I lost my mind. They have Chris Pratt playing Mario. They have Jack Black playing Bowser, and I have to look for a second just because I don't have it memorized. They have Charlie Day playing Luigi, and then Keegan-Michael Key is playing Toad. It is Seth Rogen is playing Donkey Kong. Guys, the cast is insane, and I cannot wait because it's going to be great. Video games are doing awesome things. They're infiltrating everything, and I am so excited. I mean, at the Olympics, for goodness sake, the opening ceremonies had video game music. It is a great time to be a gamer. It is a great time to be a console gamer, and I would go as far to say it is a great time to be a Nintendo fan. Nintendo, I loved it. You guys did great. I can't wait. And if you guys want to send me anything ever, just email me because I'll do it. But as of now, I have to pay for everything. So October's going to be stacked. This year is going to be awesome. Seems like I'm getting a little amped up. I got to cut this off before we get too far into it. So last but certainly not least, happy gaming.